What's up, guys? Ian here from Cooking Addiction. Today we are making one of my favorite ways to use the extra zucchini that I have right now being produced in my garden. The plants are absolutely exploding. I feel like I'm going to turn into a zucchini, and this is just one of my favorite ways of using it. It's just a very interesting way to eat zucchini. So it's served with a soy, vinegar, chili oil dipping sauce. Chili oil being one of the best things in the universe, by the way. So if you haven't tried that yet, you're in for a treat. It's a great appetizer. It makes a really nice light lunch or, midday snack. It's also nice for breakfast because it has a couple eggs in it, so it's kind of eggy. But anyway, first thing we're going to do is make chili oil. So what I have here are some large dried chilies and some small ones. Now the large ones are not very spicy, but they bring a lot of chili flavor. So if I were to use all the small ones, it would be too spicy. Just pure and simple. These chili arbals are extremely spicy, and it kind of ruins it, because what I want is to be able to taste some spice, but not overly done. What I really want is the chili flavor, and that's what you use the big ones for. They don't bring the spice, but they bring that wonderful kind of raisiny almost flavor. It's very fruity. Oh, I love chilies. Chilies are my favorite ingredient of all time. So I just put that in a spice grinder and blitz it up until it's pretty much a fine powder. Then what we're going to do is pour hot oil right on top of that. So we're going to heat up some oil on the pan, on the stove, and pour it right on top. And you're going to see it's going to be pretty magical.
Now, some people like to add different spices to their chili oil, like Szechuan peppercorns, star anise, and cinnamon. I actually don't like that because I love the flavor of chilies. So in my humble opinion, the best chili oil is 100% chilies. Just my 2 cents. But as soon as you add that oil to those chilies, your kitchen will smell incredible. I'm telling you guys, if you've never tried chili oil, it's one of my favorite things in the universe. You've got to give it a try. Unless you don't like spicy. In which case you could just use all large chilies. Okay, so the next step is to finish our dipping sauce. Super easy. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm just using a Japanese brand here, but just regular Chinese soy sauce would work as well. 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. Now this is the unseasoned kind. There's the kind that is used to make sushi and it has some salt and sugar in it. We don't want to use that. We want to use the regular rice vinegar. And I have used Chinese black vinegar, and that's probably more traditional actually, but I actually prefer it with the rice vinegar because it has a sharper acidity. So while the black vinegar does bring a more sort of rounded flavor, I really like the kick that you get from the sharp acidity of the rice vinegar. So I do prefer that quite a bit actually. So I highly recommend that. A good spoonful of chilies. Now you want to dig out some of the actual chilies and not just use the oil. So now we're going to actually work on making our pancakes. Take a look at my beautiful zucchini. I just wanted to show you what I was talking about with having, zucchini coming out of my ears right now. So we're going to grate up 1 whole zucchini. It was kind of a large one, but I'm going to use it all because I want to use it up. and it's good for you. So crack a couple of eggs in there, and I like cracking my eggs on a countertop rather than on the side of a bowl. It just seemed like I used to make a big mess of it before I started doing that. Add a couple of green onions. Kind of scramble the eggs and mix that in with all of your zucchini. Just get it nice and sticky to accept that flour we're about to add. We're gonna add half a cup of flour, just regular all-purpose flour. Mix that in. And I'm gonna add some salt. Now, you don't want this too salty because the dipping sauce is quite salty, so probably just about a half a teaspoon. And we're also gonna add some white pepper, which interestingly, in Asia, white pepper is their go-to standard pepper. Takes a little getting used to. Some people think it has kind of a funky flavor, and it does, but and I used to not like it, but when I started using it in Asian cooking, I actually really love it now. So I use white pepper all the time, especially in Asian cooking. So I just added a tiny bit of sesame oil. You don't want to overdo it with sesame oil. It really can take over the whole flavor. And then just a couple of pinches of sugar, and that is to help with our browning. So it'll help, the sugar on the surface will caramelize, get really yummy and brown and appetizing. So I'm just adding a second scallion here because I actually only added one, but I think the scallion is pretty important for the flavor because, zucchini, it's fine, but it needs a little, boost, a little lift, and the green onion flavor, I think, is a nice touch. All right, so we are ready to fry up our pancakes. I just got about a tablespoon of oil in the pan. This is a non-stick pan. And I'm just gonna add, half a cup maybe of our mixture. Maybe 3/4 of a cup. And then spread that around and just make a flat pancake. You're just going to fry that until it's golden brown, and flip it over and do the same thing. Oh, and I almost forgot, while it's still wet, before it sets, you're going to sprinkle some sesame seeds on there. It's a nice touch. It gives a little texture and some extra nutty flavor. So it really is a nice touch. You could also sprinkle some more scallions on the surface there. But then that would make it more of a scallion pancake, and we're trying to make a zucchini pancake. So yeah, we're just gonna fry it up. So when the bottom had some browning happening, we went ahead and flip, and there you have it. Beautiful golden brown edges. We're just gonna wait until it's golden brown on the other side and serve this bad boy up. Slice it into wedges, kind of like a pizza, and slide it onto your plate. Serve it with some dipping sauce, and lunch is served. Get that dipping sauce on there. Salty, sour, spicy, so good. Pancakes have a slight sesame oil flavor. You get a little bit of the not crunch, but the texture from the sesame seeds. You taste the zucchini, the green onions. I really think the green onions are important. It really makes this a lot better. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please click to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.